Hey, are you a human? Then you must experience some stress because there's no way you are going through life without feeling that stress and that burden. I used to think that at some point I could get rid of the stress or that I could prevent it from happening. But a big wake up call for me probably about a year ago, and yes, I'm an adult now and just now figured this out, that stress is never going to go away. It's just how we manage it. And there are some things that we can do to help manage how much we are affected by stress. But regardless, you can't escape it, and that's pretty shitty. So I want you to know the signs of stress on your body and your mind that you might not realize are signs of being stressed. One being a lack of focus and attention to things. And this, I tend to feel a little bit like ADD or ADHD, where I'm just going from one task to the next, to the next, to the next, and never really completing anything. And all of that leads to a sense of feeling really overwhelmed, which is another sign that you're too stressed, is that you're just feeling overwhelmed by all the things that are coming at you all the time. And as a trickle effect from that, of feeling overwhelmed, is overreacting to things. And this is something that I'm really good at. I'm really good at overreacting to situations. I'm really good at yelling. I'm really good at feeling like it is do or die. When it's not the case, I'm just stressed. And then comes the psychosomatic symptoms, things like headaches and stomach aches and exhaustion and being up at night, not being able to sleep because I can't turn my head off. Or maybe I can't seem to wake up in the morning because I'm so exhausted. Either one of those things. And all of this just ends up back into a cycle again of feeling more stressed. But I figured out that one of my triggers is my inability to focus and pay attention to things, because then that just trickles down the whole stress effect where my whole body starts to respond. And I realize that when my whole body starts to respond with those psychosomatic symptoms, then that's when I am living in the stress and I have to go back and try to fix it because I'm already in the midst of it. So if you're having these symptoms of struggling to wake up or to fall asleep, or struggling to focus or pay attention, if you're overreacting and feeling really overwhelmed throughout your day, or at least a few days a week, then you're probably stressed out and you probably need to do some management of that stress before it starts to hit into that psychosomatic symptoms where we start to feel physically sick. And then the whole trickle effect from there is it can impact your weight or your weight loss. And we're all worried about being healthy, both mind, body, and within our soul and our emotions. And they're all connected. That's what we call holistic. And I recently was able to tackle both my weight and my stress at the same time. And by doing that, I was able to actually lose the weight that I have been trying to lose for the last 7 years. I've had a lot of stuff happen to me over the last 7 years, but I found that once I was able to focus on me, myself, and my self-care, I was able to tackle that weight, and I've lost almost 40 pounds since doing that. I'm talking about the thing that you need to do every day is to implement being mindful. And that is just a really big buzzword for just checking in with yourself and doing things to look at your checks and balances like a checkbook, your whole body, and see how you're equaling out or not equaling out. And from there, you can do some other things. But the first point is just checking in with yourself every day. So I created this mindful journal, and there are 30 different strategies to be able to check in with yourself every single day. And some of them might work really well for you, and others kind of take it or leave it. But the nice thing about this mindful journal, this daily check-in for yourself, is that you can download it and print it off and reuse it over and over again, or use the 10 of the 30 strategies that work well for you. And there's all types of different things in there. There's journaling, there's listening to music, there's meditations, there's mantras, there's just focusing on your smile that day. And it's just a way to check in with yourself, because when you start to check in with yourself and be more mindful, you start to notice where things aren't working, like your focus, like your overreactions, like your anxiety, and realizing you're exhausted and you have the headaches. So just try one thing of checking in with yourself every single day and be a little bit more mindful. So that was our mindful moment today for Monday. My name's Natalie. I'm with Familiar Embrace, and I hope you guys have an excellent week and a happy 4th.